A Little Golden Book, a story about helping others. Barbie, a happy holiday. Barbie, a happy holiday. This story and artwork have been blah 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 blah. Now, if this book wasn't slightly screwed up, I wouldn't be sarcastic, but that's what's going to happen. Barbie was having fun cross-country skiing when suddenly a gust of wind blew her hat off her head. Barbie skied through the woods after it. Her hat finally landed outside a quaint cottage, where a man said, "Good morning, young lady. Are you lost?" He's got the whole workshop set up. "Good morning to you too, sir," Barbie replied. "Actually, my hat was lost, but I've just found it." The man invited Barbie inside his workshop. "My name is Peter Flanders," he said. "Would you like some hot tea?" "I'm Barbie. Tea would be nice," said Barbie as she stepped out of her skis, and the man with the beard glued onto his face and slight gray paint on his head, was sitting there thinking about things with Barbie. And here's a picture, and he's got this wood giraffe. "Hey Barbie, would you like to see my big long wood giraffe?" Barbie took a look around the workshop. "What beautiful toys!" she exclaimed. "I've got some other toys for you too. Every year I make toys for the underprivileged children in town," said Mr. Flanders. But I might not get the toys to the kids in time for the holidays this year. My car won't start." He's got all his toys. "Don't worry, Mr. Flanders," said Barbie. "I'd be glad to drive you into town." Mr. Flanders smiled. "How can I ever thank you?" he asked. I'm sure he has some ideas about exactly how Barbie can thank him. Or how... "You could let me interview you," Barbie replied. "I'm a reporter for the evening news. You and your toys would make a great story." Barbie called Jan, her story editor. Jan worked at the news station. "Hello, Jan," said Barbie. "I just came across a terrific story about a nice man who makes wonderful toys, and he doesn't even have any ideas about what he'd like to do with me. Do you like that? Do you like the idea? Great. We'll meet you and the TV crew at the City Children's Home in 2 hours." I guess that was before cell phones. Barbie finished her tea and stepped back into her skis. Then she rushed home to get a change of clothes. "She's in the same clothes!" Mr. Flanders had the toys ready to go by the time Barbie returned. Happy holidays, it says. And there's a doll that looks like Eric Idle in a car salesman skit, and the working class cameraman in a blue plaid shirt. Barbie's got those clothes on. And there's a giraffe, that big, long-necked giraffe. At the children's home, Barbie introduced Mr. Flanders to the news crew. Then Katie, the brunette who actually has to work hard for a living, in her plaid working class shirt. She's a sound engineer. She attached a microphone to Mr. Flanders' sweater. So he says Flanders is, you don't need that extra S. Just then, a group of children rushed in to give Mr. Flanders a hug. They remembered him from last year. As Barbie changed her clothes, again, the cameraman filmed Mr. Flanders and the children. And there's that little black kid who looks like he could be a young Dave Chappelle making fun. Look at these little kids. Barbie began the interview by looking into the camera. "I'm at the city children's home with Mr. Peter Flanders," announced Barbie, "while the brunette does all my grunt work. Every year he makes toys and gives them to children as holiday presents."
"Yeah, that's what I do."
Barbie turned to Mr. Flanders and asked, "What do you like best about making toys?" "I love to see children smile," replied Mr. Flanders as he handed a toy train to a happy little boy, which looks more like he's handing it to this boy rather than the sad little Dave Chappelle boy. Barbie's got this stick near her mouth. She's thinking about giraffes. After all the children had received their toys, the crew decided to film Mr. Flanders at work. The interview was almost over. "Thanks to Mr. Flanders, many children will enjoy a very special holiday," Barbie said to the camera. "For the evening news, I'm Barbie wishing you happy holidays." And here's the black cameraman whose face you never see. And he makes his appearance on the very last page. And the brunette is just a prop doing all the work. Now they're happy, and the creepy guy with the Mr. Spock mirror mirror universe goatee beard thing can like have his way with the news reporter as he's painting red on a big piece of wood.